Welcome to Dungeon Academics. My name is Thomas and I will be your instructor. Today is a great day because over the weekend I got to play Settlers of Catan with my 3 sons. And this is a big step forward. This is the first non-kiddie board game that I've been able to play with my 2 younger sons. My oldest son is now 14 and he enjoys proper board games, and I've played some big heavyweight board games with him and he's fine with that. Obviously it takes time to develop strategies and tactics, but he's okay with the more complex rules. But my 2 younger sons, one is 7.5 and the other is about to turn 6. So we've mainly been playing very simple child-friendly board games, things like Monopoly Junior, African Star, Inca Treasure, and a few other kid-friendly board games. These are not games that I enjoy for the sake of playing them. I enjoy them for the sake of playing games with my kids because my kids enjoy them, and for selfish reasons, if I want to play board games with them that I like, I have to get them used to the idea of playing board games, and the kid-friendly ones are great for that. I made a previous video about Monopoly Junior, and my opinions of it are not great, other than the fact that my kids enjoy playing it. And because my kids enjoy playing Monopoly Junior, it's a good game. That's the most important criteria. But playing Settlers of Catan with them is a huge step forward, and one that I am so glad we have taken. Now, if you're watching my channel on the mathematics of board games and rule design for roleplay games, I'm guessing you're probably quite familiar with Settlers of Catan already. But on the off chance that there are people here who aren't, I'd like to talk about the game because it is a great board game. I would say it should have a place in every serious board gamer's personal collection. Why do I like Settlers of Catan? Well, it hits most of the important targets for things that I look for in board games. It has an interesting theme and something that I enjoy the concept of. So exploring and settling an island and building up an empire, that's great for me. It has interesting, powerful, flexible, but simple core game mechanics. The actual gameplay of the game is fun. It's a engine building, resource trading, exploration and expansion game. In terms of classification, it's probably one of the simplest Euro games to get to grips with, and I think it's great. A really important thing for me is that there is lots of interaction with other players. As you are playing, you are competing for land, you are trading resources, and in your turn, everyone gets to do something, potentially. Every player can collect resources on every turn, and almost every turn there's opportunity for trade. So people are playing even when it's not their turn, and I think that's really important. The one thing Catan doesn't have is a feedback mechanism. Once you are ahead of the game in terms of points, you are generally collecting more resources, which makes your victory even more likely. If you are behind in the game, because you have fewer settlements and cities, you are collecting fewer resources, and that pushes you even further behind. A lot of really great games have some sort of feedback mechanism to help balance that out, meaning that a string of good luck at the start of the game or bad luck at the start of the game doesn't really penalise and hamper you. I can forgive Catan this. It's still a great game, even without this extra feature. So, what did I do to introduce the game to my kids? Well, I taught them a simplified version first. My middle son is learning to read. He's not brilliant at it yet because he's doing it in Swedish and in English, but we can help him through some of the stuff. So I decided to take out development cards. We just didn't bother with those. And I shortened the game so it was first to 8 points. Now, we were playing 4 players on a standard size island, so the game was quite cramped, but I figured there was still enough expansion that you could get 8 points on the board to win. And that worked out quite nicely. I taught them the process of rolling the dice, collecting resources, what different things cost when you wanted to build them, how you earned points, how important cities were. We brought in Longest Road, how the robber worked. We kept all our cards open so everyone could see what we had. It made trading a lot easier, and we were being quite cooperative, so we were helping with trades, even if it wasn't necessarily in our best interest. I say we, my oldest son and I. He's a more experienced gamer. And then we did that on Saturday. Then yesterday, we played an almost full rules game. We brought in development cards, but we kept them face up. That was the only change from the standard rules. So it was open development cards. And I helped my sons read through what each card did. Now, my youngest son, who is nearly 6, he enjoys the building and trading part of this game. He doesn't necessarily have a coherent strategy on how to win. He just enjoys the process of playing the game, and that's fine. My middle son saw that it was a game, saw that you were supposed to earn points, but couldn't quite grasp the best strategies to take. So there was a little bit of frustration that he was doing things, but they weren't getting him rewards. They weren't pushing him forward enough. And this just takes practice and understanding the flow of the game. I think with a few more games under his belt, he'll have a better idea of strategy and tactics, and we'll get a lot more out of this game. But so far, he's still enjoying playing it. And as a lifelong board game enthusiast, this is really great for me. This is a step forward into playing bigger, better, more fun games. They are taking a step beyond just the simple roll and move child games, and I think it's fantastic. Obviously, I'm still going to encourage them to play these simpler games until they're more fluent with sort of larger scale games. But it's a great step forward, and it's made me an incredibly happy gamer and an even happier daddy that my kids get to play Settlers of Catan. So, happy daddy here. I'm thinking what other games would I like to introduce them. I don't own my own copy of Sheriff of Nottingham. My dad has a copy back in England. I'm contemplating whether I should get that at some point, because that's a great bluffing game. I think my kids would enjoy that too. And other games that I've got that are suitable for them, well, I've got Tiny Epic Dinosaurs. I think they'd enjoy that as well. Again, that's a little bit more complex. There's a bit more reading involved, but I think it would be a good game to introduce them to. So my question for you is, if you are board gamers with younger children, what are the first grown-up games that you've introduced them to, and what steps did you take to make the games more accessible? So, thank you for listening, and enjoy your next game, whatever it may be.